Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Check. 1, 2. This thing on.
Feels like a Monday. Is it Monday?
Because it is, Paul. It's because it is.
Oh, I see. First Guy Omaha Radio. First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Check.
Are
1,
you
2,
there?
1, 2. Is it on?
Can you hear me? Say we got a few folks watching. Those listeners coming in.
All
Is the
systems
chat
go.
working?
We're working on. I'm looking at the tech right now. I'm trying to make sure everything's working.
Yeah, you remember that one day the chat just wasn't working?
There you we coming through. 11:85. Okay, here we go. Right on. Looks like all systems go this morning on the tech, which I'm happy about. First Guy Omaha Radio, First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All Beeee, Buddi3 Da Gawd, all of you.
Hey.
Headchummers, ghost listeners, radio listeners.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this Monday, February 12th, 2024.
Wake up.
Appreciate it. Yeah, wake on up, man. It's funny. I was sitting there, I'm going, man, it really feels like a Monday. Is it Monday?
Yes, Paul.
I don't know why I doubted it. I don't know why I doubted it. I can
Monday.
feel it in my bones now.
I can feel it in my bones. Hey.
Welcome. Yes, it is Monday. I got it now. Mark Manor says we here. That's what's up. Appreciate you coming on in this morning. YouTube working. Leia Keister says happy marvelous Monday. Appreciate you very much. Pop says good Monday morning, First Guy. As always, mad love from Las Vegas. All right, Pops.
Man. Yeah. Did you feel it last night? Did you feel it? The whole world landed upon Vegas.
I guess so, huh? Wanda Lewis gives us a good morning over there on Facebook. Appreciate you very much. Marlon Harrison says, I'm surprised you're up, Pops. Man. Hey, Pops be getting up. It'd be dark outside when he get up and watch the show.
Man, yeah. That's again, we appreciate the devotion. We appreciate the support. Yeah, it's still middle of the day. They probably still celebrating out there right now.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. If they celebrating or not, because who would anybody in Vegas be going for? Probably 49ers is my guess.
Yeah, probably. It's up the road. Right up the road.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, I guess Super Bowl is the topic of the day. Everybody is happy about everybody around here anyway is happy about KC.
Yeah, it's Chiefs country.
The two-peat they got going on.
Back to back.
Yeah. Hey, that's
yeah, I didn't expect the sports talk to last very long. I didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't. I forgot all about the game, and then I talked to Pops, and Pops was like, "He's gonna watch it," and I was like, "I guess so."
Yeah.
I got on social media, and a couple people I follow on there was like, "Well, I guess I'll watch this game." I was like, "Man, I guess everybody gonna watch this game." Kind of got to watch the game so you can know what to talk about around town.
A little bit. I caught the tail end of it. I had some other things to get into, man. I had to go to the temple, get the good word, get my soul fed first.
Okay.
So
right.
yeah. I didn't quite catch Ursher.
I didn't
catch
that.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you do?
He did pretty good. He did pretty good. All right, man. I like the end of it when he was like, "I brought Atlanta to the world."
Man.
Whatever he was saying. Yeah, it was dope. But I will say Ludacris and Lil Jon, they saved the show. They saved it by their cameos. It was dope.
Okay. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway. Low key though, kind of the energy is high, man. It's nice to be in Atlanta right now. As far as the music goes, man. After Killer Mike at the Grammys, Usher at the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Atlanta's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's dope. Kind of remind me of last year, a year before, whenever it was Dre and them up there, the whole West Coast representing.
Yeah. Man, speaking of that, just before we get into get too far into this thing,
Mhm.
how you people's doing, man? I hear it's still raining in Southern California. I've been seeing the mudslides and things like that.
Yeah.
Have you got any reports from the grounds?
Definitely checked in with everybody. Everybody was saying that they're all good. Everybody that I know that is close to any place where there's mudslides is all good. A couple people did choose to go out of town for the they were out of town while this stuff was going on because they were like,
Okay.
you never know around here.
Right, right.
But yeah, it seems to be pretty wild out there. Vegas too. Like the West Coast getting hit hard as far as I'm seeing.
Really? It's raining in Vegas.
It's raining everywhere in West Coast. So yeah, it's still pretty coming down, but everybody seems to be okay. It's just weird, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them things. It's kind of like how I think about there's times when it has snowed in like the high desert and stuff like that, and people just don't know how to act even with a little teeny bit of flake coming
Man,
through.
man, yeah, yeah. I
So,
remember lived in North Carolina, and it snowed like maybe 3 inches. We had to stay in the hotel for like a couple days. Like it was bad. It was bad, man. It was bad. Be honest, speaking of that, little disclaimer, it is raining outside, and
mm,
sometimes my power in this area gets a little finicky. So,
mm,
yeah. Just
got
keep
to
that
get
in mind.
got to
I'm
get you in
knock
the
on wood.
backup banks.
Man, might have
Yeah,
to. Might have to.
sure.
Generator.
We got Judy Prinsley in the chat saying, "Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning to you.
Hey.
Appreciate you." Mark Manner says, "Her was the highlight on guitar. Yeah, that was
Okay.
dope. What when she came out
Okay.
with the guitar, that was tight, real tight." Pop says, "Yes, they did save the halftime show. It was very low key until they came on. You know, Ursher was doing his R&B thing, and then
Man.
Little John was up on somebody's shoulder. Yeah, coming on there. I was like, oh, here we go. and then Luda came out and did his verse, and the polls went up, and the girls went up on the polls. I was like,
Oh, oh.
they brought Atlanta to the
Hey,
world.
they really did bring Atlanta to the world. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next thing you know, they bring out some chicken wings. Like,
Well, we don't got no chicken wings for you, but we do got a show today. We got
hey.
plenty things to talk about and special guests coming in.
Yes,
Brother
yes.
Qasim from the BAA is coming in today, and also brother senators Justin Wayne and Terrell McKinney are going to come in and talk about some things that are going on in the legislature
Yes.
and beyond.
It is
So
Monday.
it is Monday, and like I said, definitely lots to talk about. There's a big meeting that's happening today that everybody has been sending me flyers left and right for.
Man.
Is North Omaha LB 531 funding discussion is happening today at 5:30. So we'll be coming back and talking about that and seeing where we're at. So I appreciate everybody who's joined us. I talked to Sherman. Sherman Wells was going to be on the show today, but he had a meeting, so he could not make it. But we will be checking in with Sherman next week as well. So in the meantime, between time, we're going to go ahead and get this particular show started.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we really appreciate everybody coming on in. And once again, thanks for joining us on this Monday, February 25th, 2020. I'm sorry, February 12th, 2024.
Man.
I'm all over the place.
Man.
It is Monday.
Get your coffee. Get your coffee.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and start the show.
Start.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Excuse me once again. Thanks for joining us on first edition of First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah, we're here. We're here. It's going down. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Look like you just got caught in the middle of that sip of that drunken chip over there, and then that coffee.
the drunk ship going on. Yeah, I got my drunk ship batches in, so I've been in here
Yeah,
grinding on the
yeah,
beans.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Gotta get it fresh.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Uh,
man.
Appreciate you joining us. I just got a hit with Justin Wayne. Senator Wayne is not going to be able to make it today as well. He's got some scheduling issues, so
Okay.
hopefully we'll be talking to Senator McKinney today, and also Brother Qasim will be on earlier. So we still got some special guests to stay tuned for. But again, thanks for joining us today. Lots to talk about. Lots of articles last week that we talked about that have some more information this week, and we can kind of add to the information on some of these things. One of the great things about this show is that we can keep on having a discussion about something, not just a one-off like how news channels do. We're actually having a discussion, so it might go on 2, 3, 4 shows. Some stuff goes on 2, 3, 4 seasons.
Man,
And
still following the
continuation.
money.
Yeah, continuation of the things that we are talking about. So appreciate that very much, and I appreciate you all coming back regularly, the chat chimers especially regularly, to jump in and talk about what's happening. So really appreciate it. Wanda
Hey,
Lewis says it never rains in Southern California.
hey, I know.
Fellas.
Yeah, apparently it is now, man. Definitely peace out to Southern California.
Yeah, yep. Michelle Moreno says, good morning. Good morning to you. Wanda Lewis says, will Celeste be coming on? No, she won't be coming on this morning, but we will have her on this week.
Yeah.
I ran into her Saturday, as a matter of fact, and she handed me her phone. She said, fix it, make it so I can get on there. And for whatever
Make it
reason,
work.
it was working. It was working. So we don't know what happened that one day. He just ghosted the
Hey,
machine.
it goes to the machine. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes it has a mind of its own.
Yeah. So, but she's anxious to come on, and we'll definitely be talking to her very soon as well.
Yeah.
Also, ran into Senator Tony Vargas Saturday. We need to talk about that because there was the first, what they're calling the inaugural MLK march
Mm-hmm.
that happened. We were out there, and it was really interesting to see. I will be giving my take on some of the things that I saw there on that March day. But I did run into Senator Tony Vargas, who said he will be on the show on Wednesday. So
Nice. Nice.
yeah,
Nice. I heard
already getting rolling.
I heard there was some announcements also made at that march at that Martin Luther King event.
What was that?
As far as brother John Ewing running for mayor.
Yes,
Is this what
yeah,
that's word on the street? That's what I'm hearing.
that's
I'm not
right.
saying I'm not saying any reports, but that's the buzz that I'm getting down here in the A is that's something we should be talking about. We
But
mayoral race is definitely something we should be talking about.
I'm not sure he announced it yet, but that's yes, that was word on the street that day. Another thing that was on the street that I actually heard from the horse's mouth himself,
Hmm.
from Elder Preston Love, was that his campaign office is getting ready to be at the old Jesse's place. So he's about to fire it up over there as well. So yeah, lots of things to be talking about
Yeah.
in that situation. Wanda Lewis says Pillin was in the crowd. Okay, I didn't
Okay.
see him. I must have missed
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Hmm.
But it was interesting to see who was all there. We'll definitely be talking about it. That was kind of a thing. I was wondering, there was a rumor going around that Ricketts was going to be in the crowd. So,
I mean, Pillin was there. Hey,
well, yeah, I don't know,
maybe
but
they carpool.
carpool. Kimber Snipes says good morning, y'all. Appreciate you.
Hey,
Jess Parker in the chat says good morning. Good morning
good
to you.
morning. Good morning to you.
Facebook
Yeah.
and YouTube working.
Everybody
That's
coming through.
everybody coming through. Appreciate it very much. If you do us a favor and share the show on your page, we was getting as many people in and having a discussion as possible. So share the show if you would. Really appreciate that. Mark Manor says, are they going to bring back the Sunday jams at Preston's headquarters?
Ah, hey, that'd be a nice way to get the people down there. Like, hey, why you down here? You registered to vote? You
Hey,
registered?
that's where I got my Omaha chops from. Right there was
Okay.
Jesse's Place Sunday jams. You pay for $50 and play from like 8 o'clock to 2 in the morning. It's just where you get your stamina up on playing shows and
Mm.
yeah, paying your dues. And those were good times, man. I met all the musicians in town through the Jesse's Place Sunday jam. So I'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see. You
Yeah,
never
yeah,
know.
yeah.
You never
We'll
know.
see. We'll see. In between the campaign signs.
Sue Kessler Hagen gives us a good morning. Good morning to you. Kimber says, I missed it. Had to take my dad to the hospital.
Oh man.
Hope you had a great weekend. I'm sorry to hear that. Is he okay?
Yeah, yeah,
Was he all right?
yeah. Is this the dad that lives in the towers?
Yeah, let us know what's happening. Wanda Lewis says the mayor was not there. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't see Mean
Hmm.
Gene.
That's
So,
interesting. That's interesting. Well,
yeah,
I mean, we're kind of talking about it, man. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. As far as what happened over the weekend, what did you see? I'm definitely glad you were able to make it down there to the march. A big shout out again. Um, we actually had the brother on Friday to talk about it. brother Tim Clark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So yeah, how'd it go? How'd it go down?
It went. It looked like it was a pretty good turnout. They had a breakfast a little earlier, that I heard was not very well attended. I think it was kind of last minute. Even when Brother Clark was on, he hit me like right after that saying, "Hey, we got to get people down there at 9 o'clock for the breakfast too." So I don't think a lot of people heard about it and didn't really show up to that.
Mhm.
It's too bad too because apparently they had a whole lot of food, but
Yeah. Oh man.
yeah, but by the
Yeah.
time, I had a few things I had to do that day, so I spent a little bit of time down there around the hour of the march, and everybody kinda gathered on 24th and Lake, and it was just kinda interesting to look around and see, I don't know, it was kinda one of them, uh, worlds colliding moments for me, like,
Mm.
like, Schmatter there, all police suited up. He's shaking hands with, Preston Love is there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like a community all these community members. But then also, Don Bacon, and you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I don't know, just strange to see, what I would consider groups that might be a little standoffish with each other, right there in it, you know, having conversations, everybody talking. Police, there was a police presence out there for sure. They had several VIP buses and things out there as well. So there was a lot of kind of there were some things there were some things that I was personally just like, this is kind of strange. I don't know, I don't know what I ought to say to this person or that person. I kind of am just like stepping back and kind of peeping out the show.
Mm.
But it seemed to be a pretty successful situation. They went ahead and marched, down towards downtown. Um, and yeah, it was just interesting. Like, who was there? I talked to Precious McKesson pretty extensively. Shamika Grayer was down there. We talked a lot about what was going on with the redlining film. So, I talked to some of the peers down there as well, and it was just kind of interesting. Um, Kimmer says he didn't mention the Breakfast Friday at the funding meeting. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't remember him mentioning the breakfast when we had him on either.
Yeah, he
Like
did. He
you
did.
did.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. It was kind of a little bit of an afterthought. It felt like kind of something they threw together, maybe fast. I'm not really sure,
Hmm.
but
Okay.
but yeah, they didn't get. I don't think they got a big turnout there, from what I heard. But yeah, like I said, a lot of people down there, kind of showing face. Definitely some cameras down there. We'll definitely see some photos from that time, and even some people down there kind of covering the march. Stable Gray was down there covering a lot.
Dope. Dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
So anyway, yeah, that was the situation. The Keep the Dream Alive march. That this is the inaugural march, so I guess this is something they're going to do every year. So I'm sure it'll build up over time as well. So be interesting. Kimber says, this is my dad who lives in the towers. He had a blood clot. When I took him home, I asked about the bed bug issue. Can't wait to hear more about that. He said he didn't mention the breakfast. Oh, that's about Tim Clark. Yeah, can't wait to hear about the discussion you had with your pops there, because we definitely will be talking about the tower issues this show as well.
Yeah, she continued further down, saying my
Okay,
dad said that he had not had any more bed bug issues, and that he has not heard people talking about it in the tower. So
got it.
yeah, that is definitely still a topic of conversation throughout the community, man. Not just with us, but a few other platforms, a few other people talking about it, and reasonably so, man. We need more and more people spreading the word, and definitely keeping an eye on what's going on in these towers. Again, most of them are elderly people with disabilities, or people just generally struggling. So again, making sure that they're not left behind, they're not forgotten, not falling in the cracks, and we stand on top of OHA. Big shout out to Brother Sherman Wells for that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess before we get too far into it, we do have some special guests coming in, as we said earlier. You want to at least talk about what we're going to talk about for the
Yeah,
day?
yeah.
A
Let's do
few
that.
other things to get into. Again, we'll definitely be talking about and kind of recapping what's going on with the towers and the bed bug infestation. It might not be in the tower. I'm not sure which tower your father lives in, Kimra. But yeah, a few other towers are dealing with infestation, so we'll definitely be talking about that.
Mm,
Also, it is, as a few people said in the chat, it is campaign season. Again, you're seeing a few people make an appearance publicly already. As Paul said, we'll have a few people here on the show, and there's definitely some more information that we all need to know about it, especially if you're planning on voting this year. Remember, the ID law did pass, so there are new stipulations, new barriers, and new things that we should be made aware of as we get prepared to vote. So we'll be talking about that Also, a few bills still going. We are still in the middle of the early session. Again, it's a short one, so we have to stay on top of what's going on. A Nebraska bill to extend prenatal Medicaid reimbursement has advanced to the full legislature, so that's definitely good news. But in other news, we do have some bad news as far as another bill we have been looking at. The summer EBT program looks like that has stalled in committee, so we'll definitely be talking about that as well, especially as we're getting into the second semester. Summer is definitely quickly approaching, and how are we going to feed the babies during the summer? So definitely looking at that. Also, as Paul mentioned, a few updates of some stories we were looking at last week, particularly the police shooting that happened. More information coming out. Again, more people kind of looking at it and a little outraged about the imbalance in numbers of shots, if you will. Again, one shot versus 21. Would definitely love to hear your thoughts in the chat. And then also the gun issue, still a big issue here in Nebraska. As again, the state has changed the gun laws, but what does that mean for the city of Omaha? So again, we'll be talking about all that and more. Of course, if there's anything on your hearts and minds that we're not talking about, feel free to drop that into the chat. Let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard. In the meantime, in between time, Paul B, what say you?
I had to say I'm looking at what's going on with the chat right now. So the chat is
Chat's going off, man.
Yeah, appreciate everybody that's jumping in there. Wanda Lewis says the big bed bug issue has made it to the legislator. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. Yeah, absolutely. Stephen Abraham says also federal government is involved. So hopefully these are reaching some levels that there'll be some action taken besides what it is that we all been trying to do to help out the situation. Tamika Johnson in the chat saying my mail ballot requests arrived over the weekend. Yep, everybody got that green card. We'll be talking about the voting situation there. She says, I'm glad I prefer completing the ballot at home. There are some rules that have changed for early voting. So we pulled that article and definitely going to talk about some of those things today for those of us that do enjoy the early voting situation too. Stephen Abraham says, I heard John Ewing is running for mayor. Yep, we've been talking about that. It's been word on the street.
Yeah,
word on the street is.
It's the buzz, man. It's the buzz. So yeah, definitely. Again, that's something we have to look at. We talk a lot about Mean Gene, and some people have shown some disagreement with some of her moves. So hey, it's an opportunity to do something about it.
There you go. Ariel's 402 in the chat says, hit the like button. Please do that. Hit the like and subscribe on YouTube. Appreciate that very much. Speaking of YouTube, our one of our partners, YouTube mates, if you will, the Hood Table. I don't know if you guys are checking out the Hood Table.
Getting down.
Yeah, they've been really active in doing some work on the bed bug issue as well. So I definitely want to put extend out the invite to have them on again, have the Hood Table on again, and talk about what's going on there and what their efforts have bore. What's been bared out by their efforts. They really been talking to a lot of people, and they kind of boost to the roots and hands on when it comes to that. So can't wait to hear what they have to say there about what's happening, and also check out the Hood Table on YouTube. I believe they're on live every Friday night. So yeah, shout out to everybody doing media in Black Omaha for real.
Yeah, man. We all we got.
We got. Speaking of which, don't want to. This weekend coming up, we're going to be saying this several times this weekend. But this weekend coming up, of course, we have the Black Power conference happening on the 17th and the 18th.
Yes.
Yeah, that's coming up. Go ahead and now that we're within the week, just go ahead and arrange your week to make sure that you can be there. And we'll be talking to Brother Qasim about that a little bit later on in the chat. But I just wanted to mention that it is Monday, and I kind of like look at Monday and go, what's the rest of my week looking like? Well, make sure I got the suit cleaned and everything ready for Saturday, Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going down. It's going down. And also what's also happening is our other partners are over at the OEAAs are also having their event at the Holland. 18th annual Omaha Entertainment and Arts Awards will be happening on that Sunday as well. And it'll be happening starting at 6:00, which means that if you go to the Black Power Conference, the Restoring the Black Family session from 1 to 4, you might be able to still head over and participate over the 18th annual OEAA Awards as well. So just a full weekend, and we'll be talking about it throughout the show and throughout the week, and we'll keep talking about it because I think it's going to be really important for everybody to kind of come out and do that as well. So appreciate everybody who's joined in. Kimber says, do something about it. If they like you enough to support you because you can be a stellar candidate and still get nowhere the way things are set up. I'm just
Saying.
saying. For real. Tony Johnson
Yeah.
says, well, watch those photos taken at the march. Be part of everybody's campaign flyers. Maybe. Wanda Lewis, yeah. Definitely got the feeling. Like, I don't know how many people were there. I mean, everybody wants to come out for Dr. Martin Luther King, but
I
uh,
mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
seems like the chat is kind of feeling the same way that you kind of are alluding to. Maybe Tough Anderson saying, "Too bad politics took center at the first MLK march."
yeah,
Also, further up, Tony Johnson saying another photo op. So yeah,
yeah,
man.
kind of interesting. Most deaf. Yeah. Anyway, Wanda Lewis says Sherman also visited some of the towers over the weekend. He'll have an additional info. Beautiful. I'm glad to hear that. Thank
Nice.
you very much.
Man, Brother Sherman be working, man. Big shout out to Brother Sherman, man. Big
Yeah,
shout out. Looking forward to having him on the show when
putting
it's
in the work.
when the schedule allows.
Yeah, definitely putting in the work and definitely support what he's doing. Best way to support some of these cats out here doing stuff, man, is buy the merch. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
You
yeah,
should
oh
go ahead
yeah,
and buy the hoodie, buy the t-shirt, and
man.
that funds him to keep on doing that good work. And yeah, so that's what's up. Appreciate that.
I
Stephen
got me a
Abraham,
set.
say again.
Got me a set.
That's what's up. Stephen Abraham says he did this during Black History Month. The 28-year-old is one of only 3 black quarterbacks to ever win the Super Bowl and the only one to do so twice. I was wondering if anybody's gonna bring that up. Click the link below on the history of African American quarterbacks. That's what's up. Put a link in
Okay,
there on quarterbacks.
okay.
I did see a post by Terrell or by Senator McKinney that I was going to ask him about when he comes on. He's definitely like, it's interesting that we have African American. I mean, this is really the win last night meant a whole bunch of different things, and I know that we wouldn't just be talking about the game. We're going to be talking about the ramifications of the game.
Man.
Colin Kaepernick, who's not on the 49ers, and
Mm-hmm.
meme going around like, until you do right by me, you gonna always49ers.
Dang.
Yeah, man. So funny. Anthony Rogers right here in the chat. He said, yep, Democrats are far too many lawmakers sanitize and deodorize Martin all the time. And there's plenty of black political operatives in Omaha who that make Martin roll in his grave when they use his name. Man,
Mm.
there you go. Yeah, like I said, I just thought I would talk about my observations.
No, I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Weird, like I said, it's something to have to contemplate. Just thinking about strange things that have been happening, and just politics. Like they say, politics makes for strange bedfellows.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't
Yeah,
think I've ever heard that.
yeah,
Politics makes for strange bedfellows.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it's just interesting, man. I wish I would have been on it more and been like trying to capture the handshakes and the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. You read too many things in it. If I start taking pictures of certain people shaking hands, could have just been a greeting, but it looked like agreements. Sometimes. Yeah,
Hey man, you
yeah.
can't ignore the vibes. You can't ignore the vibes. You gotta pick up what's already out there, man. So
So true, so true.
hey, we will see. We will see. It is election season, as a lot of you have said.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will see. We will see.
We will see. We also gonna see our next guest that's sitting in the wings right now. We're
Hey.
gonna bring him in, ladies and gentlemen, from the Black Agenda Alliance. It is Brother Qasim. Brother Qasim in the house. Good
What's
morning. Good
happening?
morning. How
What's
you doing,
happening?
brother?
How y'all doing, man?
Doing good. How you doing,
Doing all
sir?
right. Doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm okay, brothers. Good to see y'all this morning, man.
Good to see you too, man. I see you got your Cornell
Likewise.
West 2024 on, huh?
Yeah, we're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
try it, man. We're gonna try to,
Yeah.
you know.
That's what's up. Let me talk to you about that real quick for a second, man, because you kind of revealed to me that like you wasn't really voting and stuff like that before, and a lot of times a lot of us don't start off thinking in politics that way. What's your thoughts these days about voting? About what about your efforts behind pushing, giving people the idea to vote or helping folks that don't vote, or do you vote? Like what's your thoughts on voting right now?
Man, it's necessary. It's something that have to happen. I come from a situation in the ghetto, and looking around, you don't really see where, coming up how I came up, you don't see its effects because we don't really see things that, son, we don't really see things in place that work for us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're discouraged from the process altogether. And I think that's the common thinking, black folk. But now as I'm learning, I stand corrected and I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. I've been wrong, not intentionally, but just through miseducation. So now I push for it, man. I definitely push for it. There's a few people that are in place that I'm going to be pushing for this year here in Omaha. Okay. And even with the Black Power Conference, having the voter registration set up and stuff like that, man, it's something that must happen, that we got to get in these places and put ourselves in position to win.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate that.
Man, much respect.
Yeah, much respect on that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anytime we can speak up and say we was wrong about something and we want to change up and do it a different way, much respect goes to that. How is it that how is the language when you speak into the youth in particular, or when you speak into people that the people that were from your world, how do you get them to think about being a part of local politics that way? How does that conversation go? What we're looking for language on when we're speaking to folks. How can we say it?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This thing here comes down to intro. How it's introduced to them. I'm from the streets, and a lot of the parents and whose children that I take care of and develop, they're from the streets, and they know me. I know them, and it's one of those unique relationships. Whereas, okay. Who's bringing it to the people? What type of person is? You got somebody like me that's very still. I'm still very connected to the streets. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot easier for me to communicate it. I'm especially paying personal attention to the type of lifestyle that I live, and them seeing the type of lifestyle that I live. And, majority of everybody that I know that are still in the streets, man, they want to make transformation. Mm-hmm. They want to make change. So they come to those of us in whom they feel like have made significant change. And then, our word most of the time becomes gold. There'll be a lot of people voting this year that never have. We'll be responsible for that as an entity. And I most definitely will as an individual.
That's what's up. Older I get, man, the more I'm starting to see, unless somebody's asking you for advice on something, just show them by example. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And be who you are. And like they're saying in the chat, like have it like build that relationship. Like Kimber Snipes is saying, got to have a relationship with folks to even be on the page where you can suggest something or they're close enough to watch you and see how you move. So yeah, man, I can see that. I can see. I appreciate your words on that. I appreciate that. I'll keep that in mind. It's how you approach. It's your introduction. Who's introducing? These are all very important things for sure. I don't want to hog the conversation, man. Let us know what's going on with you. First of all, we forgot to even jump in and ask you how you doing personally. Yeah, how you feeling? How's the family?
Man, everybody's good, man. I'm feeling good. I overate a little bit yesterday, and I'm feeling it.
Well, you probably up at 3 working out though, wasn't you?
Man, the other day, man, I'm telling y'all, man, I know for a fact I seen a ghost.
I saw your post.
Telling y'all, man, I said, man, I said, man, let me grab the pistol.
What you gonna do to a ghost with a pistol?
Man, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. But I mean, it's worth the try. I said, man,
you looking for the Ghostbuster cannon, like. Man. Hey, you might just be up too early, bro. I don't know. Every time I'm up at 3 a.m, I'm seeing all kinds of stuff too. For sure.
You know what, man? I had a pre-workout, and at first I thought it was that. I said, man. Yeah, no, everything is cool, man. Everything is good, man.
Good,
beautiful.
Along, man.
How's we got the conference coming up this weekend, so you guys are grinding on that every day, right? How's that coming?
Everything is looking good. We'll finish up our finishing touches this week, son. We'll finish up our finishing touches this week, and hold on, son.
Yes, sir.
You got to be quiet. He got first place in his wrestling tournament yesterday.
Hey.
Yeah, okay. Congrats, little man. Congrats.
So, but anyway, everything is looking good, man. I had a very interesting conversation yesterday. I don't know we come to that, but everything is looking good.
Okay. Well, let's jump into it, man. What you feel like talking about? Well, how the conversation go?
Oh man, you brothers, man, I love y'all, man, and I appreciate y'all.
Man, I love you too, brother.
In my opinion, man, you brothers keep things so hot and so relevant. We got to make sure that we blow this thing off the map, man, because the information that you're putting out there, the way that you guys hold the community accountable, and it's begin to develop relationships. Yesterday, me and brother Willie Barney, we sat down.
Okay.
We had
beautiful.
It was about a 2-hour conversation, man, just me and him. A lot of laughter.
Good.
A lot of genuine stuff took place yesterday.
Glad to hear that.
And again, I'm gonna say this on the record, man. Coming from where I come from and experiencing what I've experienced, I see things a certain way. Because we came up rough, we came up rugged, we came up, people misusing us and abusing us. And one thing that brother Willie pointed out to me yesterday is that he didn't come up like that. He did not come up like that, and he don't understand it. So I had to really take a step back and assess, son. I had to really take a step back and assess what it was he was saying. And I said, man, how would I see things through my lens if I didn't come up the way that I did, but I still wanted to fight? So he's doing what he can with what he have, with what he know. And I've chosen to sit down with him because, and we talked about this, how he said, man, Qasim, man, you don't realize how much of a commonality we have. He said, the language is different. He said, but man, you just don't know. You know what I mean? Right. And I felt it because I said, I choose to sit down with brother Willie because I seen what he's done. And then explaining explaining the stuff that he's been through is it's the exact same stuff that I've been through. And it's like you're trying to establish an empire. You hope that people understand. Everybody's not going to understand. Everybody's not going to get it. People are going to come around you with ill intentions. They're going to try to come around you and use you. He's experienced all of those things, and I'm the type of person, man, when I have an issue, man, I'm gonna go straight to the source. If I can't get to you, you're gonna know I'm making some noise somewhere, somehow. We're gonna bring this thing together. So we did have a very long conversation, man. It was real heavy. And
glad to hear that. I'm very glad to hear that. We spoke the other day. There was a 360 meeting that went by, and from what I understand, there was the Black Agenda Alliance and Untamed up on the board, and it kind of seemed at first as if they were using y'all's name to say that we're doing some work with these folks and so on and so forth. I did reach out to Kimmer, who was there, and took some notes, and it turned out that they were saying that you guys are a resource, and anybody wants to contact y'all to be a resource to really reach out to the children, especially. That's the reason why they were mentioning you. So I hope that you guys were able to address that in that conversation as well, and get on the same page. And like I said, last time we talked, I said we always will, be happy to try to bridge some gaps. But it sounded like you didn't need us. Y'all went and had a discussion man to man already and talked about it already. So how did that? Did you guys get to address what happened at 360 meeting and all that too?
Yeah, we talked about it. And again, even with that, it was the delivery. You know what I mean? So after getting that cleared up with him, I understood, man. The thing is that, like I stated earlier, man, I'm for whatever works for my people. If it doesn't work, man, I'm not gonna, because I could easily not like you as an individual and support what you do. We'll handle what we got to handle in the background. Okay, but I'm not going to deprive my people of gaining a resource if I know that is good for them. So I just think that the delivery and how I received it was off, but he did clear it up, man. Yeah. And we're here for it. We're here for it.
Love it, man. Love it. One of the things that me and Buddy talk about all the time is what we witness is all these different groups that are, like you said, at the core, really trying to do something for the Black community, period. Everybody got their own styles on how your style not going to work. Sometimes your style is going to not work with their style. Their style not going to work with your style. Sometimes we need the different styles So sometimes we need a more boost to the root style. Sometimes we need people talking to the mirror style. You know what I'm saying? So like, and everything in between. So the solidarity is really what we try to figure out. And no, we're not going to agree with everything everybody says and every group says. And no, we're not going to agree with each other half the time and all that. But you just said it. You just said exactly what we were about right there. Where I don't even got to like you, but we're not going to deprive our people of something, of a resource and so on too. So yeah, man,
like where's the
appreciate that.
commonality? Where's the I mean, and again, First Sky Omaha. That's the thing. That's First Sky. And Paul, I learned this from you. Like you came up with that idea, and this is a manifestation of that. The First Sky is us coming to an understanding. That first level is understanding. Once we can come to an understanding that, hey, man, I see where you coming from. You see where I'm coming from. We might disagree, but where do we agree, and how can we build on that?
Word. That's what's
That's
up.
it.
I'm gonna jump in the chat real quick before we go on. Tough Anderson in the chat says shows what a real man is about. Apologize
Yes,
when
sir.
wrong. That's
Yes,
what's up.
sir.
Also, Kimmer says you got to build relationships. Malik Rogers, shout out to Malik. He's been very active in Friends of First Sky Omaha and as a Chad Chimer as well. Appreciate you. He said youth learn by seeing and being engaged. We spend too much time telling them what to do and not doing it ourselves. Word.
Man.
Maggie Miller Jenkins says this show is valuable asset to the growth of engagement and shifting the power dynamic towards equality. Appreciate that. We working hard at it. Kimmer says that's right. There is practicing empathy, trying to see things through another person's lens. Love it, love it. Tough Anderson said, please don't fall for the Willie Barney okey doke. He is still the chief user. Okay. People still feeling that way out there. I'm not going to discredit what somebody's feeling on that. We just going to try to find the facts and have some conversations and figure out where we're at. Malik Rogers says for 15 years of so-called engagement with the community police and the streets, and he still does not understand, not buying that. Understanding all of this is his platform for trying to put the empowerment network in the funding conversation. Do not fall for this, brother. Okay. Like I said, we not always going to agree with everything, but I appreciate your perspective for that. I definitely had to go through my process of figuring out whether I can trust Brother Barney, trust the empowerment network. And I kind of dug a little bit on some of the funding, even the funding that he does kind of pass through to some Black organizations. So we'll be talking to him more about that as well.
And
Go ahead.
I just wanted to add, look at it from this perspective. If funds do come in, and he did use, if that does happen, and we do have proof, and we see that the BAA name was used for funding, and the BAA did not get a piece of that funding, then we will. I'm sure that will be addressed at that point. But that's not where we are. We're at a point of possibility and growth, and we should focus on that.
Yeah. That's real. I'll put it to you like that. Empowerment Network can go after funds we can't go after. So if we working with them and they down to work with us, then let's, like I said, everybody got their lane.
Let's build.
Pops in the chat says, man, that is a beautiful thing. It all starts with open and honest conversation. Proud of First Guy for being a facilitating factor. Congratulations, brother. He probably was trying to say brother Qasim. You're a stand-up brother. That's what's up. Yeah, brother Qasim. Autocorrect. Anthony Rogers Wright says, I trust capital Q. That's all I'm going to say. No one is going to pull the wool over his eyes, but Willie is a pimp and pork chop preacher type. Woo.
Sheesh.
Hey, man, we got to chill out on them names, bro. Come on. I feel you. I feel your pain. He says the Empowerment Network needs to take part in a solidarity economy. Where's the transparency and inclusion? I think it's there, man. I don't think that brother Barney. Every question we ever try to ask him and to be transparent about, he's been transparent about. So let's like Buddy's saying, we got to find the positives here, figure out what we can do. I'm gonna stop right there on the chat. The chat gonna keep going. I appreciate you guys jumping in the chat. If you missed any parts of this interview, please go back on Facebook and YouTube and check it out and read the chat. We'll definitely keep discussing the chat as well. But wanted to get back to Brother Qasim because we got some stuff that we want to talk about here. That this is a great subject. I'm glad you brought it up and said what you said about it. It always is a thing. It's always a positive thing for us when we hear that organizations were able to sit down and talk, especially when it comes to two men being men and sitting down and really talking and getting to some truth. So appreciate you for that. Appreciate you always being open.
Can I address a couple of just real quick? Just
absolutely.
So this is what I'm gonna say, man. I think that so there's a lot of now earlier in my conversation, what I did say was that Willie don't come from the street. He's not from the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And that he dealt with things the way that he knew how. You see what I'm saying? So put that in perspective. If you don't come from the streets, you're not going to know how to deal with the streets. You don't know who's really doing what, when, where, whatever.
Right.
That's going to take some time. And then you try to put the people around you that you think are from the streets and this, that, and the third, it don't quite work out. And then you run into people like me that are producing the results.
Mm-hmm.
And then so let's see what you do with it. Once you know, now you know. You see what I'm saying? I didn't ask for the Black Agenda Alliance to be put up on the screen. That's not the first time I didn't heard about the Black Agenda Alliance being mentioned in those spaces, but never been in those spaces.
Right.
We've never even represented the entity in those spaces. People have things to say about me. I'm extreme. I'm militant. I'm this, I'm that, and the third. Well, let's talk about the fruit. You know what I'm saying? Our condition is extreme. Our condition, I mean, you see just last night how severe the condition is when we're not even allowed to sing the Black National Anthem. We make up the majority of the NFL, but we're not even allowed to represent ourselves.
Wait, was that the thing? I missed that.
Yeah, man, they was clowning. Yeah, man, they clown. We're not supposed to sing the Black National Anthem, and we're not supposed to be proud of who we are and what we represent. It always becomes so that's another veil, and that's what I'm saying, man. I think I didn't lose sleep last night, but the conversation sat so heavy on me where I was like, man, the way the system is, and then you go state to state. You go state to state, and the same problem we have in here, they're having in other states.
Right.
In the ghetto, this organization against this organization, this entity against this entity. You can't put certain people in the room together. I'm going to try to get as far away from that as possible. I'm going to try to. It's not, and I tell you all the time, man. May the best of us win. I still stand on that. Okay, but the reason the conversation was so different, even with me and Willie, and I think he'd even admit, for us, because we have practiced so much self-sufficiency, the way that we're talked to and the way that we're treated is a lot different. You see what I'm saying? Whereas people will go up underneath these particular, they go into these environments. They're going into these environments with their hands out. We have not entered into one. Okay. And strategically and wisely, I'd only say to that as a testament that, or just to add to that, it's just to really show that let our people know down the course of time, if it's God's will, inshallah, that all we needed was each other, man. You know what I mean? We don't have to go to finance. I still stand on that. Okay. Because that money that's coming down the pipeline, man, that's not coming from us. That's coming from them. Of course, they're going to try to control it.
That part. This is something that I've been hearing a lot, actually, from Sister Rael, and you kind of mentioned this at the fourth anniversary, as far as the building that you have been doing with the South Sudanese brothers and sisters.
We own that.
And one thing that you had mentioned is you said, and they said they place us in the hood expecting us not to figure it out. There, any division is the illusion. I'm talking to you, brother. You Islam. You know that there's only one. The truth is only one. There's only one. That's it. Even numbers. 2 is nothing more than 1 twice. That's it. There's only one. That's the only truth. Any division, anything that's going towards division, anything that's going towards separation is an illusion. It's falsehood, and we should not follow that.
Yeah.
If you're trying to build, then that's the truth. Anything that unites is the truth. That's it. That's it.
I like the level of thinking of in terms of when you take one step back and you think we're all trying to get to the same thing. There is some discussions and holding accountable and refinement that needs to happen within the family.
Yes.
But stepping back out, everything needs to move as one, and I appreciate that. I appreciate what you're saying there, Brother Qasim. We know, anybody feels like you're gonna be falling for something. I'm not. I mean, I don't have that fear at all. You are thorough when it comes to searching out what's going on and asking the questions. I call it real talk, real time. You don't hold back, and you get down to what you got to get down to and hold people accountable. So
respectfully, this is what I'm gonna say. We don't have to. You understand?
hmm.
Because we've already manifested the idea through action that we're gonna do for self, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we
Right,
don't have to accept money from this person or that person or whoever. You see what I'm saying?
right.
Man, we rather take the slowest road possible to know that at the end of the road, man, we still standing. You see what I'm saying? And in Islam or the Quran, as I just read an ayat that said is it it alluded to a people um accepting the thing that's bad or rejecting the thing that's good for us and loving the thing that's bad for us.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just read that, man, like yesterday, this morning or something like that.
it's been in our history.
You know what I mean? But man, it's yeah, it's levels to it. No, we don't have to fall for any okie doke because we got our own.
Right. I will say this again. We know from our research that a lot of the stuff that the senators are fighting for, a lot of the money that Empowerment Network and other people get are from programs. It is coming from them, but it's also coming from us. It's tax money. We have paid taxes and we are owed some things, and so a lot of times these guys see it that way and they go after that money. Now we have to kind of choose where it is that we're going to be trying to sustain ourselves, and we should always work on doing that us first situation, right? And
Yes.
then you got a whole another team over here that's getting trying to do for us as well in a different lane. So I appreciate what those guys are doing, what those brothers are doing. But I also appreciate, we're more kind of in the way that the BAA is and the way that you are when it comes to that, like trying to be self-sufficient and thinking to ourselves, all we need is us, and let's take care of, let's do that. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? We get support by us. We get support by the people that get us, allies that get us. We get a lot of different kinds of support, but it's all on our own terms, and that's where it's got to have. It's got to come from us in our own terms, so that we can feel proud of what it is we're doing. So feel you on that. Jumping back into the chat, real quick. Malik Rogers says my perspective is his model of leadership in community development. North Omaha has not worked for 15 years. What is going to be different from the next 15? Brother Qasim, keep doing what you do. Everybody the bring near wind up, used and abused. I think I said. I think I hear what you're saying. Ask Willie Hamilton. Okay, so yes, like I said, within the situation, I definitely think there's some things to discuss, some records to keep, some receipts to look at over the past
Yeah.
15 years and so on. But we've also witnessed some things that has been positive, that has also helped in just a different way than we would. So we definitely got to talk about it. Judy Printer says the Black National Anthem was sung last night. We'll talk about that a little later on in the show. I think they did sing it, but there's so much backlash. It was crazy. Channel
Mm.
7 put this thing out on Facebook that was like, "What do y'all think of this?" And the racists came out.
Oh yeah.
I like reading Channel 7 chat so I can remember where I'm at. I remember where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So anyway, I appreciate everybody that's jumping in the chat. The chat has gotten all the way away from me though. So we don't want to spend the whole time reading everybody's post, but please go back and check out everybody's post. Very, very good information that's happening here. We really appreciate that. Anthony Rogers Wright says we have to get that money because all the white nonprofits definitely are. That's what I'm saying. Like there's some perspective on whether or not we need to be getting that money back. We pay taxes, and we want our taxes to go somewhere that benefits us and our people. And there's the brothers got to be fighting for that. There's people out there that's also got to fight for that. So shout out to Senator Wayne, Senator McKinney, and our brothers that are on the front line there. We on a different front line, and
Mm-hmm.
we go and everybody and it's still, but it's still a front line. We all kind of need to do what we got to do.
Right.
Uh, before we get out of here, man, definitely want to get back to talking about the event coming up. So let me throw that flyer back up on stage. And you already told us that you guys are working on getting this together and getting things together for the 17th and 18th. What are some of the highlights? What's some of the things that you're really looking forward to? I'm personally looking forward to Brother Sherman speaking on the family again on that second day. He has some. I love the way he approaches it. He'll call the kids out, call the parents out. He'll call everybody out. Like this is what needs. This is how you strengthen the black family, which I think is a super important thing. We're also, of course, looking forward to speaking on media during this conference as well. Can't wait to really talk about what's going on with black media, what we need. Put this call out for black journalists and everything else that we're talking about. What are some of the things you personally are looking forward to from this conference?
Man, all of it. I can't say, because it all connects, it all ties in too. I think that if it's God's will, man, we're able to expand throughout the years or throughout the year, because you still got Juneteenth, we got Black August, but we got something big coming for Juneteenth, fellas. I hope the city ready. They might try to come at. They might try to come after us. I ain't gonna say nothing yet.
I might need to come. Might need to come for that.
Man, you going, man? We got the saying for you, man. You got, But so all of it, really, man. I'm excited about. I'm just really excited to see how the people receive it. I know that we're so behind that unfortunately entertainment seemed to be our motivator. So anytime we can get people into a room and it has something to do with growth, man, it's a win. So I think that all of it, man, every piece of it, expand on it, include more people later on down the road and stuff like that. This thing kind of came together kind of quick, so I'm excited for all of it.
That's what's up, man.
Beautiful. Yeah, so definitely mark your calendars.
I'm also excited about it being at the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. That's a beautiful matchup there too. Yeah,
my thoughts exactly. Yeah. We need to pack that room out.
Let's do it. Mark your calendars there, man. I meant to ask you about tickets to this. There's tickets to this?
No, man.
It's $3.99, right?
This is free.
Yeah.
Free event. Okay.
Yeah, this is a free event. Brothers come and sisters come, get the life insurance and voter registration. Weapons training is a big one. We in vote year. This is election year, shall I say. And this thing is going to get ugly throughout the year. I'm encouraging Black men and women to do everything that they can to protect their families, get dogs, get cameras, get guns. Get dogs, get cameras, get guns. Get your rifle, shotgun, and a pistol. I tell everybody, get your rifle, shotgun, and a pistol. You get pulled over, that's what the cops have in their car, right? Rifle, shotgun, pistol. Weapons training, you buy your weapons, and we teach you how to use them. We did build an archery range up on our property. Getting ready to launch that portion for our children and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I'm excited for all of it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the community. I'm definitely excited to see the people come out, man. It's definitely gonna be food for the soul. So let's make sure we bigging it up. Make sure we out there.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate you coming on through, bro. We're gonna let you go for today, but we definitely can't wait to speak to you again next week. It'll be after this conference, so we'll have a lot to wrap up on that Monday. Yeah, a little recap, and also I talked to Brother Sherman. He had some meetings this morning, so he couldn't make it. But Brother Wells will probably be on with us next week as well. So we'll definitely talk to him, get some caught up on some things that's going on with the case, Brother
Blake.
Brother Blake. Brother Blake's case. And also, man, we haven't really got back into talking about the projects that's getting torn down and the progression there. And a lot of other things that he's on, but I definitely can't wait to speak to him about what he has to say to the families on Sunday. I'm really looking forward to that. I enjoyed what he said last time about it. Really kind of holding folks accountable. It's hard these days, man, to call somebody's kids out because people get mad at you. Like, why don't be calling my kid out? I'll discipline my kid, and Sherman will be like, you need to be disciplining yourself. Before your kid.
Straight up.
Right.
Yeah. So some truth telling when it comes to family, man. I always says this: school never teaches you about two things that you need to know about life: how to handle money and how to handle relationships. Those are two things that schools do not go into that at all.
Can I say one thing before I go? Shout out to Sister Kimra. On the South Side. Doing all I know that there was some things said on the last show. Comment wise in regard to the South Side situation, man. But shout out to her. Shout out to the Simple Foundation, Salo, Soccer, and them.
Okay.
who have an extraordinarily profound facility over there, and they own all those soccer fields. Um, they are the only structure in Omaha as far as Beeee go that have actually helped the Black Agenda Alliance, and never asked for nothing in return. Everything from giving us our football field to letting us come over south. And this season, we plan to penetrate South Omaha projects with the youth programming that we have, because that thing there is all about building manpower. It's only one of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have to duplicate. So we're working on some things, man. So I do want to shout out to Sister Kimra and Salo Soccer and them over on the south side for putting it down the way that they do. It is a small demographic of Blacks. They're there, but there's not that many of us. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the programs that are already in place over there, I mean, things happen. People get killed, lose their lives. It's sad. It's unfortunate. You'll be surprised by how many brothers we've come across that they wasn't strong enough to pull themselves out of that situation, man, and now they're not here anymore. Yeah. And resources, y'all. I want people to understand when these cats is out here shooting. I know when I was out here thugging it out, man, we didn't care about what resources was in place. That didn't matter to us, man. Right. That didn't matter to us. The only thing that got me up out the trenches was being taught how to think properly. You know what I mean? And I'm still traumatized. You know what I mean? From things that I experienced and seen. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. Not saying that the resources aren't needed, and that poverty plays the greatest role. I know for a fact. You know what I mean?
Right.
But man, being taught how to think correctly. Okay. Look at America. She got all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Look at her mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me the mentality. I want to learn how to think properly, man, so I can have a good quality piece of life in mind.
There you go.
Can't tell you how many times I hear that from all different backgrounds, all different people. It really comes down to that. We all just want to be able to think right and do what we got to do for ourselves. So again, really appreciate you, bro. You're a proponent for being able to get together. Somebody in the chat earlier said it reminds me of Malcolm and Martin getting together. And one thing I know, like the Black community really knows that Malcolm and Martin's kind of working together, and they was on the same page, even though white folks try to act like they was one militant and one was for them, and that's just not what it was at
separation.
All. Right. So again, don't even fall for that okie doke right there. It was Malcolm and Martin was on the same page. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but again, us they were from the same page, different backgrounds, and find the common ground in the fact that we're just trying to help our people. So shout out to that, and shout out to you for bigging up Kimra and addressing the Southside situation. We definitely have been talking to her offline too, and talking about what we can do to solidify up North and South Omaha. We've been calling it East Omaha this whole time because we feel like that's what it is. It is, we got to be. There's some solidarity there. We knew that there was that one. What was it? The soccer program they had over there for youth that was kind of falling apart because of the leadership. People going to jail and all kinds of stuff that was going on. And we was like, yeah, Pace. And we was like, well, I wonder what's gonna happen with them kids, So we always knew there was an opportunity for maybe BAA to expand over there. But like you said, you're only one man. You need some help. So we'll keep on putting the word out of people that really want to get down and try to work with the youth. And maybe coach some sports or do whatever. We reach out to BAA, man, and get down with them. We got people like Mira Sanchez in the chat. That's the chat chimer that went over there and taught the kids how to work the drone. And anybody, you got something that you could share with the kids, then get with the BAA. They probably got a program ready and set up for you to be able to do that. So really, man, the work that you do is incredible. Appreciate you every time. Yeah, man. We're gonna let you go, bro. We got some other guests waiting in the wing here, so we're gonna let you go. But I appreciate you, and you have a good week, and I can't wait to see you guys this weekend, man.
Love, peace,
peace. Brother Qasim, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. We're gonna take a quick break and come right back, and we're gonna jump right into our next guest. I see we got Brother Terrell McKinney sitting in the wings. We're not gonna make him wait long. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The ballot or the bullet explains itself. We have a fight that's common to all of us. We suffer political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging. The ballot or the bullet. The ballot or the bullet.
Welcome back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning. Paul B, Buddi3 Da Gawd, and Senator Terrell McKinney in the house. Good morning. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Man, all right. Can't complain, brother. Can't complain.
Yeah,
all is well.
Good today. It's a Monday and everything, but I'm all right. I got my coffee.
Yeah.
Got that drunk ship on deck.
How you doing, man? How you feeling? How's the fam?
I'm doing good. The family's cool, man. I'm cool. Just took my daughter to school and getting ready to go down to Lincoln in a little bit, so I'm straight.
Okay, about to hop on the road. Before we get into what's going on with the session, how's wrestling season? Is wrestling season, right? You still coaching? How's that going?
Wrestling's cool. We just had districts last week. We had 7 kids qualify for state, so looking forward to this week.
Okay.
And hopefully we walk out of there with 7 champs. So we'll see.
There you go. The championships continue.
You're gonna walk out with 7 champs, but you may also get 7 championships. So that's what's up.
Yeah,
I saw that you made a post yesterday on Super Bowl. Could you tell us about that post? I don't want to mess your words up because it was profound.
Mahomes?
The myth about the black quarterbacks not being good. So Patrick Mahomes has won 3, so that myth is debunked, and I can't support. This is my first time really paying attention to the NFL since Colin Kaepernick was blacklisted and blackballed, and I can never support the 49ers because they started it. So I'm happy they lost. So
there you go.
There's that meme going around, Caps like, until you do right by me.
It's just like Nebraska getting rid of Frank Solich, forever.
That part.
Oh man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the legislature. Of course, we have you on Monday because it is still the legislative season, and you have bills out there that you are pushing, and you also know firsthand on the things that other people are pushing that may not work for us in our community. Mm-hmm. So and then of course we want to try to spur everybody to get together and go support these things. We have come to the conclusion over the past couple of years of talking to you guys, the best bet is to go down to Lincoln and show face and get on the mic and show and speak testimony if you get a chance to do that. And if you can't, then it's always good to write a letter. And we always are putting that link up for people to do that. So tell us about some of the things that you got going on this week and some of the things you think would be great if we had some heads in the room. And we'll work again this week to try to do our best to get some folks there.
This week I have a bill dealing with reimbursement for doulas. Nice. That would be a good bill to come support. I have another bill around professional service contracts and for like state, city, and county contracts, basically reporting, just trying to see basically what the bill would do is just make the city, the state, and the county report where their professional service contracts are going to. And just really this for them to show like where are the tax dollars going as far as like professional services contracts and who's actually getting these millions of dollars in contracts that you spend every year. Not to say you're required to, because they're going to argue affirmative action is not legal. We can't constitutionally say black people have to get a percentage of these contracts, whatever. But at least show where the money is going, and then we can navigate that. So that's one. I have another bill that would allow for Native Americans identification cards to count as state IDs. I think that's a good one too. That's Thursday. Yeah, so it's a few this week.
You said that's Thursday? I'm writing this down right now.
That's LB 923 Thursday. The doula bill is LB 1278, and the professional service contract bill is LB 1190.
There you go, Gwen. Sister Gwen Easter, I see a question in the chat. And just kind of to orient ourselves, I know, again, I heard several times, this is one of the 60-day sessions. How many days left do we have? Where are we in the session?
I think we got 20. Today would be day 26 or 25, I believe.
Okay, so kind of approaching the halfway mark.
Yeah, day 26.
Yeah, that's a good band.
Yeah.
Okay. So definitely some bills to get out there. Definitely. Which of those bills do you feel like will be kind of a challenge bill? Which ones do you feel like you might need to get an extra push behind, or do all of them seem like something that could possibly make a easy way through committee and onto the floor?
It seemed like all my bills are a challenge.
Okay. Just keeping it real. Okay.
Anytime I introduce a bill, people feel attacked or something. So, it is what it is. I do have another bill, LB 841. It's called the School Leadership Engagement Act. What the bill will do, it will require basically anybody under the superintendent, basically the administrators that work in the TAC building, they would be required to work inside of schools for a percentage of time during the year.
Nice.
And I brought that bill mainly because, I feel like there's a total disconnection between the TAC building and the schools. And I think the only way, not the only way, but one of the ways that we can ever get to a solution of figuring out what's wrong with our public schools is if the people who are actually placing the policies upon the schools get inside the schools and actually see what's going on, and from a firsthand point of view. So that is what it is. OPS is opposing it, and I think probably every school district in the state is opposing it, like all my bills. So, it should be an interesting conversation. I tell them all the time, well, the schools are felons, so what is your solution? So y'all can't keep coming down here saying, no, we don't want change, and then all these black kids are failing and not on track to graduate. It's either you offer up a solution or I'm going to keep bringing bills. So that's your option.
What have they been saying to that? When you say what's your idea? What do they say?
We're trying.
That's it.
Yeah, we're trying.
Do they say how they're trying or what they're trying? There's just we're trying.
We're trying. We're trying to implement new things. We really care about the kids, Senator McKinney. And then you oppose a bill that last week I had a bill that would stop them from emergency excluding kids. And OPS opposed that because they want to emergency exclude kids. They tried to stop my bill so they could keep suspending kids from school in pre-K and second grade. So, they opposed 841. They opposed that bill. That was 1141. OPS is just OPSing. They don't care about black kids, but they'll tell you they do. So,
so to directly answer Sister Cameron's question, you saying OPS opposed? They did take a stance and they opposed LB 841.
Yeah, I met with them. They don't like it, but either they're gonna write an online comment or come in person. They really ain't been coming in person mainly because they don't want to ask questions in front of the committee lately. So they might just write an online comment to avoid being asked questions.
Dodging the smoke, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man. Maggie Miller's Jenkins in the chat. Chad Chambers says, I testified on that bill. Shout out to you for putting Boots to the Roots and testifying on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jess Parker says trying is not good enough. Like Yoda said, there is no try. Do or not do.
Yeah. That's what's like. How did they at least say how they're trying or what they tried, or it's just we trying. We'll get to it later. Make it enough. This is what I'm hearing.
I mean, and I think that's why the superintendent search is very important in my opinion. I think whoever they pick needs to be asked, how are you planning to close the achievement gap? And it shouldn't be just lip service. Like, honestly speaking.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because we do have that going on today. So make sure people are reminded today at Buena Vista High School. I believe that's 5616 L Street, if I'm not mistaken. That's going down today at 5, and then tomorrow you'll also have an opportunity to kind of witness and get a hold of what's going on with the superintendent search. The 4 finalists will be at the TAC building tomorrow at 5 p.m. as well. So definitely look into those. Now is the opportunity. As somebody who's coaching in OPS, a product of OPS for both Vikings, as somebody who works, closely with trying to improve OPS, what are your thoughts about the finalists and where we are with that search? Have you looked into it? Are you familiar with any of them?
I'm familiar with one because he's the interim superintendent, and I got my opinion on that. It's no women, which is interesting. No black women, not even white women or Latino women. And you got a majority minority district. That's interesting. I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like they already know who they're gonna pick. I think they're just going through the motions. If I'm being honest with you, I'm not gonna be surprised about the pick if it's the current interim superintendent. That's who they're gonna pick. I would be surprised if they pick somebody not him. Like, honestly speaking.
Okay. Man, again, we shall see today. We shall see. Do you plan on going either today or tomorrow?
I'll probably be stuck in Lincoln with hearings. If I can make it, I would try, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, definitely urge the people to make it. There are a few other comments asking about a few of the bills. If we want to get to that, or I don't know, Paul.
I did. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Miss Gwen Easter in the chat says, "Where are we? Where are we on the housing bill? LB 842? Is it going to come out of the committee? We need to contact other senators to support Senator McKinney's housing bill. What's going on with that one?
We're working on an amendment. It should come out the committee though. We're trying to put it in the committee package, so we're just working on an amendment."
Okay, getting the language right. So once it comes out of committee, then it goes to the floor, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and just kind of remind me what are the details, or kind of what's the gist of LB 842?
It just clarifies the definitions of affordable housing are. Yeah.
Okay, it's that one. Also, a little further up, Maggie Miller Jenkins asks, how are we feeling about LB 77 in light of Omaha police murdering 3 people already this year?
I mean, that's the police. They would have had guns without LB 77. They was killing people before LB 77. I don't think LB 77 has anything to do with that situation. I think the police are the police. They kill people, especially Latino and black men, at a alarming rate, and they're never held accountable in the city of Omaha because we don't do much about it, and that's the problem. We always get the lip service. They always say it was justified. They kill people every year in Omaha. They kill people, and it's always seemed to be justified, or they shoot somebody, and it's always seemed to be justified. But I don't think LB 77 has anything to do with that because it's not like a citizen shot them and killed them. It was the police.
Right. And LB 77, is that the stand your ground bill?
No, that's to where you don't have to have a permit to carry a weapon.
Okay.
We saw an article about that earlier where they were bringing out, because that bill is being held up right now. There's something that's been held up as far as that bill is concerned, right?
Yeah, the Nebraska Examiner.
I guess they just ruled that the city ordinance was couldn't trump the state law. So I guess you could carry a gun in a city park or something like that.
Yep, they're saying right now you can go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I got the article right here. Again, the Nebraska Examiner is reporting that Douglas County District Judge Leanne Swerb, SRB, paused the order that Stothard issued last summer after state lawmakers passed LB 77, which in part preempted local regulation of handguns. Serb's order questioned the city of Omaha's contention that it was restricting guns as a landlord and not as an authority. She wrote that the city might own the premises it regulates, but Stothard's order appears to be an action taken for the public welfare pursuant to governmental or police power. Again, kind of differentiating, is it a law or is it just something on city property?
Yeah, and they could argue, and I know you're saying that one of both of the gentlemen had guns that passed away. Mm-hmm. They've been making that argument since the beginning of the time about people who they kill. I'm not saying if they did or didn't. I don't know the full facts of the case. I'm just saying, even without that law, that's an argument they have always made.
Mm-hmm. There's no connection between the bill.
Yeah, I don't think it's a connection.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the connection trying to be made here is that one of the citizens had one of the people who had who was involved had a gun, and that was kind of their reason for firing at him. Well, I did hear one officer talk about that there was a shot that got one of the guys shot somebody or were shooting towards the crowd, and that's the reason why they started shooting back. But the thing that is on my mind about what the narrative is here about that particular subject is the fact that you got to kind of watch the situation. My barber just told me a story about him. He rides a bike on the trail and rolled up on somebody and tried to ask him to move out of the way, and he pulled his shirt up and had a gun on him, and he was like, "Man, I can't even go on the trail, can't even go to the park without somebody that's scared of me wanting to pull the gun out." You know what I'm saying? So. I think it's pretty interesting while this thing is happening. The thing that stands out to me is that part. Just be careful. You can't go to the park right now because apparently you can just be walking around with a gun in the park, a gun that you didn't train on safety for or register or get registered or anything. So,
no, but I guess what I'm trying to say is it's two sides to it though. Like people make the argument that people are gonna have guns, and my argument. Or the other side of it is the people who you saying have that are going to have guns who you deem as bad already have guns.
Right. Yeah.
The law never changed that fact of the story. That whoever you deem as bad, whoever they try to deem as bad people, or you may look at as a bad person that had a gun illegally was already going to have that gun illegally. The law change didn't allow for that fact to change. It just is a thing. Yes, there possibly may be more people legally carrying guns. That's maybe possible. There's no facts or no reports or anything that shows there's increase in legal gun owners in the state of Nebraska. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any data that shows it. I'm just saying, like, it possibly could be, and it possibly couldn't be, but nobody has shown it. I haven't seen any stats that show an increase in people carrying guns, or like substantial increase in people getting shot either.
That was kind of where I wanted to pivot as far as ownership of weapons is one thing, and I definitely agree with your point. There are going to be illegal guns out there. There have been illegal guns out there, and it doesn't seem like you said, that law will change it. But one law that could possibly change not the ownership but the use of the guns is the stand your ground law, and we didn't really get into that really last week. But it sounds like things got pretty contentious in the legislature when talking about that. So can you kind of speak to where is that bill? What first of all, what number is that bill? And where does it stand?
I think that's LB 1269. That's Senator Hardin. He brought it. What was that, last week? Mm-hmm. And in his close, because I wasn't there for the whole hearing, I had another bill appropriations, and I came back kind of right before he started to close. And in his closing, he mentioned Trayvon Martin, and I wasn't gonna say nothing like because I was just gonna like I'm never voting for the bill, and I really don't think the bill is ever getting out of committee. So I just was like, I'm gonna let this dude, just one of these crazy bills, I'm gonna just let him close, and we just gonna move on for the day. And he mentioned Trayvon Martin and said he was the aggressor, and I'm like, bro, like I know he didn't go there. So I just was like, one, you could make your argument about your bill, just don't mention him.
Right.
That was, to me, that was unnecessary and disrespectful. One, he's dead. You should never speak on a dead person. They're not here to defend themselves. And one, you got the facts of the case wrong, saying he's the aggressor. He was followed from home by a dude that was told not to follow him. And the dude killed him because he felt, in my opinion, Trayvon might have got the best of him because he was following Trayvon. And in my opinion, I think Trayvon probably was like, why are you following me? Get away from me. And dude tried to grab him or something, and Trayvon tried to get him off of him, and dude pulled his gun and killed him. But Trayvon was never the aggressor, and he shouldn't have died. That was wrong. And I was just going back and forth with him with that. And then he brought up black on black crime. And I'm like, first, I'm going to stop you there. I was like, I'm tired of y'all. And I said, everybody in the room, tired of y'all bringing up black on black crime. White people kill white people. Asians kill Asians. Everybody is based on proximity statistically. Like, stop saying that. Y'all,
we ain't gonna move past that.
We're the only race of people that kill each other. Then I was like, white man, you are a white man. Y'all do all the mass shootings. Y'all kill people. Y'all the one that go shoot up schools, not us. That is y'all.
Yeah.
One last thing I want to say. Yeah, he did. One last thing I want to say on this is just a comment that Maggie Miller Jenkins is making. She says, again, an eliminated safe storage, talking about this bill. So the gun violence will be secondary, and we may see our first school shooter who's going to report more people carrying guns. There's earlier she was talking about the way that they're going to, you're tying the hands of the county. There's no safe lockup.
I mean, places. I guess I'm not arguing that guns are like this. It's like a safe thing. Yes, it's like guns are guns. Like you need to practice safety. Yes, you need to be responsible. Like I'm never making an argument just to carry a gun because you just need to carry a gun. Like you need to be safe. Like if you're gonna carry a gun, you need to be responsible. I didn't vote for the bill. I didn't pass the bill. Right. Like, and it wouldn't be our first school shooter in the state of Nebraska.
Right.
I killed in Millard.
Moving on from that real quick, just want to shout out to Lavelle Wells for coming on. He says, I appreciate the ID bills for natives. Yeah. What bill was that?
That's LB 923.
Actually, thank you for writing that down, Paul. And a big shout out to Brother Lavelle Wells. And thank you for commenting. And that's actually where I kind of wanted to wrap this up a little bit because we do have some articles and we are kind of running short on time. I know you got to make your way to Lincoln, but it is election season and did want to talk about this ID bill. There's a Omaha World Herald article talking about it a little bit, but we have you here. So what are your thoughts on the ID bill? What should people be made aware of? What are the changes that people should look out for? Where are we with that?
Which ID bill?
You talking about the native turning their cards into a
I'm talking about the bill that passed last session, I believe, or the session before that. Again, the ID bill that people have to
the voter ID bill,
have IDs in order to vote. Again, it's voting season.
I mean, I think but anything is going to be a hassle, especially for our community. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. But I mean, it passed on a ballot initiative. It's not much we could do about it, but just try to educate everybody that when you go to the polls, take your ID and If you need an ID, I believe they're free. So I mean, just try to make sure everybody when they go to the polls, make sure they have their IDs with them. That's the biggest thing we can do. We can't turn it back.
Speaking of, I feel like we you got some
It's kind of
internet
starting to
stuff
skip
going
out.
on. Yep.
Yep.
Brother McKinney, before you go, how's your campaign going? We know that you're running again for state senator. How's things going with your campaign? What can we do?
I mean, it's going. Honestly speaking, I just kind of been focused a lot on just the legislature and what's going on down there, you know. And wrestling season. I told myself once the season wraps up this week, I'll probably campaign a lot more. So, I mean, currently, I don't believe I have a opponent as well. So we'll see. I believe people have to March 1st to hop in the race. So we'll see how that goes from now until then.
Well, you ain't got to worry about me hopping in, so go for
it. Well, yeah, we'll definitely be looking for that, campaign to gear up. As you said, just about a month or so, 30 days left in the session. So, maybe when that time you get a little more time on your hands, switch gears. But whenever you're ready to, actually come in and get on the campaign trail, we here.
Yep, no problem, man.
Right on, bro. I appreciate you, man. We're gonna go ahead and let you go, but hang in there, drive safe up to the legislature. I appreciate all the notes that you gave us here, and hopefully we'll try to get some folks up there, man. Boost to the roots to support some of the stuff that you're working on.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good one.
Peace.
Yep. Peace.
I think he's starting to get a bunch of calls coming in.
Yeah. Where you at?
Where are you at? Hey, we'll be right back. You're listening to First Guy Omaha Radio, First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
I'll be Buddi3 Da Gawd. We'll be talking about those new rules for the voter stuff.
Yes.
And also for the early votes, which everybody likes to do around our parts, around these parts. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll go nowhere. Welcome back. Put my Bee Gees.
That was a remix.
That was the Bee Gees version. Yes, appreciate all that have been joining us today. Welcome back. 8:33 right now. If you believe in the concept of time.
Yeah, man.
We here. Great special guest, man. Great guest to come on. I'm always encouraged.
Yeah.
I'm encouraged for the week. Just hearing some of the things that's happening. Brother Terrell McKinney, Senator Terrell McKinney, still in the fight. We'll definitely put some information out on the bills that he's pushing, so we can try to get people there to support. And also, Brother Qasim, man, it's always a good thing when I hear BAA linking with other organizations, trying to find some solidarity. That always gives me some hope for the week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was good, man. It's been a good show so far. It's been some good conversations. Hopefully everybody out there are feeling the vibes. Yeah, it's pretty good Monday. I do also want to acknowledge a few new names I've been seeing. A few names I have not really recognized in the chat. Cannon Coltrane. Not sure if you're returning or this is your first time. But yeah, not familiar with that name. So welcome. Trying to scroll through a few other names that I've seen that I have not really recognized. So again, if you're a first time listener, welcome. Or if you're, just now commenting or what have you, man, we appreciate everybody for tuning in right now. We appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. All that good stuff. Yeah.
There you go. Mama God is saying, can someone check on free IDs? I think still a charge. We both talked about an article that said that they were going to give away free IDs.
Yeah,
I
we got
see
that.
Jamila Eves in the chat says you can get a state ID crest if you say that it's for the purpose of voting. So I believe that's what we found out in that one article about you being able to go get a free one. Also, to me, it's worth mentioning that they're still fighting. They're still trying to make it so that our native brothers and sisters can use their native IDs
Yep.
as valid IDs. So that's definitely a thing as well. Sue Kessler Hagen says, if you know of anyone that needs a ride to get an ID, please reach out to me. I'm semi-retired and make my own hours, so I could make myself available to take people to get theirs. So shout out to Sue Kessler Hagen for putting boots to the roots and helping people get to where they got to go. Definitely Chat Chimer family style right there. Appreciate that very much.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and dive into this article. Though it's actually a lot of information in this, and again, this is actually the first time that a lot of voters will be voting under the new changes. Again, the Nebraska's new voter identification law is in effect, and we are having to deal with it. So there was actually a press conference from Douglas County Election Commissioner Brian Cruz, who said that he is confident that this whole process will go well. He says we're looking for pretty smooth sailing. He says Nebraskans are smart individuals. They are able to adapt. We saw that in the pandemic, and we've seen it in other processes along the way. However, it will be an adjustment. There will be a learning curve. So again, for those of you who are preparing to vote this election season, there are a few things to look out for. First, we'll start with the fact that a few of you have already received your early voting ballot application forms. They are in the mail, going out to about 160,000 of people in Douglas County. So again, a few of you have already received your cards. Cruz says that the focus on early voting ballot applications because that part of the May 14th presidential primary is coming around the corner. People can return those applications to the Election Commission via official Douglas County ballot drop boxes, post mail, or email fax. So again, look out for those official Douglas County ballot drop boxes. I think they're white this year. I'm not sure. If anybody has that information, please let us know what they look like so people can know what to look out for. But again, if you cannot find one of those boxes, you can send it in through postal mail, email, or fax. Election officials will send out the ballots in early April. Applications formatted as green postcards, again, are going out to registered voters who signed up to be a Douglas County early voting request list. So again, if you did not receive that card and you are expecting it, that means that, again, you're either not a registered voter or you did not sign up for that Douglas County early voting list. That includes close to half of the 354,000 people who are currently registered to vote. So again, if you did not receive that, you did not sign up. Voters who did not receive the postcard can still request an early ballot by using a form on the Douglas County Election Commission website. Again, you can go to the Douglas County Election Commission website and request an early ballot if you did not receive that and would like to do that. Or you can go in person at 12220 West Center. Again, that's 12220 West Center. As far as what types of IDs to use, again, they are looking for, if you have a state issued Nebraska driver's license, you will be able to use the driver's license number on that. Submitting those numbers is all that most early voting Nebraskans will have to do in order to comply with the law. Again, all you need is your ID with your driver's license number. Submit that number and you should be good. And the ID can be expired, according to this article. IDs can be expired, but must show the voter's name and photo. So I'll repeat that again. Your ID can be expired, according to this Omaha Road Herald article, but it must show your name and your photo. In the event that you do not have a state driver's license, other options are available. You can use a United States passport, a military ID, a tribal ID for our Native brothers and sisters, also IDs issued by local governments in Nebraska, such as schools, counties, or cities. So apparently a school ID does also count. Also IDs issued by public or private colleges, and universities in Nebraska. So if you go to UNO, UNL, UNK, that ID should also work. And then also a hospital assisted living facility or nursing home record known as a face sheet can also be used as ID to vote. So again, if you're in an assisted living or nursing home and you have what's called a face sheet, you can also use that to vote. So again, it's a lot of information. Maybe we should post this link in the chat for those who want to go ahead and recap some of that. But again, if you have any questions, you can always go to the Douglas County Election Commission website. That's votedouglascounty.com. Or you can call 402-444-VOTE. That's 402-444-VOTE.
And as Kimmer Snipes mentioned in the chat, we can have Chris Carruthers or Brian Cruz from the Election Commission come on and talk about it. Yep. If you guys think you need more information, you think that's a good guest for us to reach out to talk about that, let us know, and we'd be happy to make the call. Also, Sue Kessler-Hagen says, if you know anyone that, she already talked about needing a ride. There was a comment in here that says, that was asking about the unhoused.
I see it. Maggie Miller Jenkins. She says, what group is doing unhoused outreach to get them all IDs? Which is a great question. I don't know. It's a great question though.
Yeah. If anybody knows, let us know for sure. Miss Erica Felt was saying they're talking about the cards that come in the mail that are a green card. If you did sign up to be an early voter, then you would have got a card that looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
And again, what was the rules according to whether or not, if you did not get this card and there's still time for you to call in to get early voting access? Was that what I heard?
Yes, sir. So again, the applications, for those who did receive it, that means that you are a registered voter and you signed up for the early list. So you had to have been signed up for the early list. So again, if you did not receive that, just means you didn't sign up, or you might want to check into your voter registration status. That's something you might want to look into. But again, if you're a registered voter, you can go to the Nebraska Election Commission website and order a form, or you can go in person to the office at 12220 West Center Road. So go online or go in person.
There you go. Kimmer Snipe says, I have some literature cards that explains all the voter ID stuff. We can connect. I will also find the link for virtual information and post it on First Sky page. Thank you very much. She says, I have the literature in Arabic, Vietnamese, and Spanish as well.
Okay.
All right. Nice. She got all the stuff. Appreciate it. Malik Rogers in the chat says, last couple of contacts with Vargas canvassers and none mentioned or asked if I had an eligible photo ID. I recommend they incorporate this in their messaging. I think that's a good idea. Since the laws changed, they really kind of need to address that. If they're going out asking people to vote, then, give us, supplying some instructions on that or mentioning the changes probably is a good idea. So, yeah, we'll pass it along.
The beautiful thing about this platform is, if I'm not mistaken, we will be having Brother Vargas on this week. So maybe Brother Malik, if you want to tune in on Wednesday, you'll have the opportunity to make that suggestion.
Yeah, go ahead and ask him for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And I lost my thought. It was who else? It was about who we should have on to really kind of explain some of these things. So I'm sure that we're going to have Kimmer on here pretty soon as well. She'll probably have some more information. Who else do we need to reach out to talk a little bit more about what's happening there?
Yeah, so you actually kind of read my mind. I was going to mention the League of Women Voters. We actually spoke to officials with the League of Women Voters, a couple of sisters over there, and we'll definitely have to have them on, especially in light of the reader not being around. If you remember, usually around election season, the reader has been very good at printing, getting a copy of that League of Women Voters voter guide and posting that voter guide all over, digitally, putting it in some of their print publications. So, we'll definitely have to reach out to the League of Women Voters. They've been doing a very good job for a very long time about, putting out some information, putting out voter guides, and really putting it in a way that people can easily digest, going back to what Brother Qasim was saying about how the information is being introduced to you. So, yeah, that would be definitely a good resource to reach out to.
Well, we're definitely going to have to start talking more about voting. For this article right now is just talking about the process of being able to vote. Of course, you got to be registered. Of course, you got to vote. And of course, you have to have an ID now. Jamila Ease is reminding people update your address as well. They can go online and do so with the DMV. Yep.
Good idea.
Don't be bringing that old. It can be an expired, but it can't be too old. You can't be the one where you had the jury curl and you was
Yeah, they got to look at you and recognize that it's you. It can't be expired, but you definitely need a picture and your name.
And I think your address needs to be right as well. But we move into talking a little bit about what's going on in voting season. There's a video that Buddy found and sent to me that I wanted to play to get y'all's viewpoint on. Definitely want to see what you think of this. Let me see if I can share this screen and make this happen here real quick. But check this out. And let's discuss this real quick.
Some very big plans underway for Trump's potential re-entry into the White House.
We are going to be prepared day one, January 2025, to hit the ground running as conservatives.
A group called the Heritage Foundation is currently developing a game plan to have boots on the ground the day he's inaugurated.
Project 2025 will ensure a conservative agenda is ready to roll on day number one.
Make sure that we, as conservatives, are prepared to hit the ground running January 20th, 2025.
They've laid forth an extremely intricate plan to staff not only his administration, but to change the fundamental makeup of every governmental entity so that it lines up as closely as possible with their vision of what America ought to look like. The Heritage Foundation is also planning to eliminate what they call the administrative state, which pretty much means scrapping or gutting every government agency that regulates anything: food, water standards, education, transportation. It sounds extreme, but this is literally their plan.
What we're doing is systematically preparing to march into office and bring a new army of aligned, trained, and essentially weaponized conservatives ready to do battle against the deep state.
They're essentially preparing to make over the government in their own image, which is a decidedly white Christian nationalist one. And these folks are not for play. I'm Dara Star Tucker, and this is The Breakdown.
Man.
Shout out to Ms. Tucker for breaking it down. Yeah.
You broke it down.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for the oh my God, Tamika Johnson. Yeah. What say you on this, Tony Johnson? I see your comment. I'm definitely gonna. I definitely think we should reach out to the Democratic Black Caucus for sure. Go ahead.
Actually, I'm glad you acknowledged that comment, because that's kind of where I wanted to go. Going back.
But before we do that, though, we don't want to. I don't want to diminish the effect of that video. Give people a minute.
You want to let it marinate?
People a second. Give people a second and see what you had to say about that.
Okay, the comments are rolling in.
Let us know.
It seems like to be marinating. Here we go, Sister Tamika Johnson.
First of all, it was, like I said, the report was well done. These are definitely some things I've heard and seen before and read over the course of some years, as a matter of fact. It's really interesting these days. They will try to throw you under the bus as some kind of conspiracy theorist, even though they're online. They're on here talking like that. They're on here building concentration camps in Iowa and all kinds of stuff going on. What do you think? Man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, apparently, Maggie Miller Jenkins think this is nothing new. As Maggie Miller Jenkins says, do people really not realize that Project 2025 is basically the outline of what our government has done since Reagan? She says the laws and ways they are implemented have always affected Black and brown to a detriment. She says their plan is to perpetuate the same systems they created with the same racist vigor.
That's how it strikes me. This report is well done and it brings it back up in a very striking way. But this is something that's been going on for a while, and that's really kind of what's going on here. Anthony Rogers Wright in the chat says, first we need to define conservative, because not just the GOP are conservatives, and when the Dem Party is sending billions to white people war in Ukraine, while we are getting chump change, it shouldn't be surprising that there are folk building to bring down a government not working for them.
Man, very interesting. And yeah, I was kind of telling you, Paul, before the show, I had a conversation with a brother of mine who I build with, we do community work with, definitely a beautiful brother, beautiful soul, a brother that I love, and consider a brother. And we had a very interesting conversation, and kind of realized that we have opposing views in some ways about border control and things like that. And just there are you'll be surprised by who the conservative quote unquote message comes from sometimes. And we kind of talk about this as far as the mass exodus from the Democratic Party and certain individuals voting for Trump and things like that. It's like, it's just very interesting. It's all, and I said this before on the show, as like the political snake is kind of eating its own tail at this point. Like you're hearing the same rhetoric from different individuals from varying backgrounds, and it's you know what I mean? It's kind of surprising. Like I'm hearing border control from rural cats and cats in the hood.
You're saying border control. These cats are saying these Mexicans come over here stealing our jobs. We gotta stop. We gotta stop them from coming over the border, and we gotta go down. And
precisely
right, and
precisely.
It's coming from the mouth of people that you wouldn't expect that would be on that side of the argument.
Right.
I want to move on from this. I appreciate. I see Shabazz in the chat. Good morning. Says nothing wrong with opposing the deep state one world agenda. Get smart enough to let white fight and stop picking a master and escape the liberal plantation. Appreciate that comment there. Marianne Williams saying it's not new. Republicans have been playing the long game for decades. Also, Anthony Rogers Wright is trying to make us understand it ain't just the Republicans, not just Reagan, also Dem Party, neoliberalism that also exacerbates austerity via Bill Clinton ending welfare, etc. It's been going on for a while, and I just wanted to put that back out there for people that sometimes you step away from it enough to forget that there's like an active thing happening out here to try to keep you from living. And we definitely need to bring that back up, especially now.
Oh yeah,
voting season. This is the reason for the vote. This is the reason why this is important. But moving on from that, like I said, if you want to check out some more of these comments, please go back to Facebook and YouTube and check out the comments. They're profound, deep, and very well informed, and a lot to say on these subjects. And after playing that video, I was really hoping to get some responses back and see what people had to say on that. But we are running out of time. We got about 9 minutes left in the broadcast today. We did have some more stories that we thought were very important to bring up, so maybe we can throw those in a lightning round.
Yep.
And move on from there, and then get to a few haps that are happening this week as well. There's a big hap happening today with the talk in North Omaha about the 531 bill. Still having those discussions, and definitely need to talk about those things.
And superintendents.
Some openings that are happening. The 1802s got a grand opening happening. So we got some things to talk about here before we get to the haps, though. Let's go ahead and do a little lightning round, if you would.
Yeah. Again, these are a few things that we did not get to get into today, and this is your first guy Omaha lightning round. It's definitely still looking definitely at the bills, as Senator McKinney said. Just a few days left, halfway through the session already, and one bill in particular, Nebraska bill to expand prenatal Medicaid reimbursements, has advanced to full legislature, so that is going to the floor. Always looking for more rights, more assistance for our women. So definitely continue to look out for that. LB 857, introduced by State Senator George Duggan of Lincoln, would adopt the Nebraska Prenatal Plus program, similar to ones in Florida and Colorado. So again, please look into that. LB 857. Also, another bill that we've been paying attention to that might not look like it's going to the floor, LB 952, which was introduced by Senator Jen Day of Omaha, would actually reverse something that Governor Jim Pillins did in denying to participate in the summer electronic benefits transfer program for 2024. Again, the summer EBT program would provide $18 million in grocery buying federal funds to about 150,000 low-income children at a state cost of about $400,000 per year. So not a heavy bill, but again, looks like that is being stalled out in committee and might not make it to the floor. So definitely unfortunate for a lot of families. In other news out of the Nebraska Examiner, the ACLU is accusing Omaha courts of violating immigrants' due process in both Nebraska and Iowa Court observers watched more than 500 pretrial hearings to report on processes. And again, a new report from the ACLU is accusing the U.S. Department of Justice Immigration Court in Omaha of routinely violating due process rights in immigrants' removal proceedings. The new report, which unveiled Friday, is based again on more than 500 pretrial hearings between April and August of 2023. Team recorded the process and outcome of each hearing, including its length, whether immigrants were advised of their rights, the language they spoke, and whether they had an interpreter at an attorney. And again, according to the report, about 40% of the time, that was not the case. So definitely something we're continuing to look at. And also, as we discussed earlier, in other court news, this coming out of the Nebraska Examiner as well. Again, a judge has temporarily halted the city of Omaha's attempt to constrict gun rights and gun use and gun possession on city property. A Douglas County Judge Leanne Serb paused the order that started the issue last summer. Again, saying that the restricting guns as a landlord, not as an authority. Again, as the landlord, again, restricting guns on their private property, or I guess as a government, as a city, public property, parks, courthouses, things like that, schools, you cannot have a gun there. But again, it differentiates from having the law apply in the streets, again, as an authority versus as a landlord. So again, that's kind of the nuance, if you will, that's holding the law up in court. So that does it for our lightning round.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, lots to discuss there. Again, we're to the point in the show here where we got too many things to talk about and too many comments to go through. So this means that we will do like we do, continue the conversation on through the week, Wednesday, Friday, however long it takes us to get to conclusions that lead to action, which is what kind of the whole purpose of a conversation is, as far as we're concerned here. Anyway, so appreciate that very much. Let us know if you have any thoughts on any of those things. And the conversation continues over at Friends of First Sky Omaha in the group page. You can always put comments to those articles there, and also put articles there as well. You guys have been doing a great job of doing that. Really appreciate it very much. I did not see the one about hen that Maggie Miller Jenkins is talking about in the chat here. If there is an article there, please put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha, and then we can take a look at it. She said, and please talk about Hind. She was only 6 years old. It took almost 2 weeks to find her, and she was assassinated with her family on the U.S. dime. So still talking a lot about what's going on with the wars here and the things that are happening in our world. Yeah. And she said she'll drop it today. Appreciate that. We'll take a look at it. Thank you very much. And again, thank you for everybody who has been dropping in articles and chats and things to talk about in Friends of First Sky Omaha. It's kind of the first place we go the night before and the morning of the show, so that we can kind of see what everybody really wants to talk about, what's on people's mind. Let us know what's on your mind by dropping some articles and things in there for us to talk about. And if there's no article, if there's some kind of a TikTok thing that's happening or something that's going on that's talking about some information, we found out that what we've been doing is taking that digital information and we go check it against our trusted sources to see if the story is true, and then we get together and talk about it. And that's kind of what the process is. So a lot of news happening on TikTok and then Instagram stories and all these other places, just like the one we just saw, the video we just showed was on Instagram. So lots of good information, and then if we can fact check that information and hold it up against our trusted sources, then it'd be a good topic for us to really dig into and talk about, especially if it has something to do with our neighborhoods and our way of life right here in Omaha, Nebraska. This is First Sky Omaha. It's where we're hyper locally concerned with an East Side perspective, is a matter of fact. So thank you so much for everybody who is on that tip and helping us try to make a better existence here on the East Side for everybody. So appreciate it. And appreciate you. It is 8:58 right now. Before we get out of here, just want to mention a couple things. There's a meeting that's happening today. The North Omaha LB 531 funding discussion. This is today at 5:30. Doors open. Meeting starts at 6 and it goes to 8. What's up? What's that?
That's scheduling very, very interesting. Remember the superintendent's meeting is also today at 5. So gotta pick and choose. Gotta pick and choose. Very, very, very very interesting. Gotta pick and choose. Yeah.
This is Village Empowerment Center on the campus of Omaha Home for Boys. So this is Empowerment Network, 5190 Sprague Street, hosted by Black Men United, Empowerment Network, and a lot of other folks, including Urban League, Charles Drew, NAACP, and others. It is a discussion. What are the needs? What services are available to assist? Reinvesting in North Omaha community, identifying other potential funding sources, strategies to assist those not funded. So this is not the discussions that we've been having around town about what people think ought to happen with this money. This is discussions by people that are going to be getting some of this money and trying to have a talk after the fact. Now here we are. People have been allotted some funds. Nobody's getting any money yet, but when they do, what are we going to do with it as we get it? As the entities that get it. What are they going to do with it at that point? That's kind of the purpose of that. So I highly encourage people to show up to this if you can, or again, you got to make a choice. Superintendent's meeting is tonight as well.
Yes. That's going down in Buena Vista High School. I believe that's 5616 L Street. That goes down at 5 this evening as well. So there'll be an opportunity to kind of get a hold, get a sight of what the superintendents are about, kind of ask some questions and hear what their plans are. And then also tomorrow will be another opportunity at the TAC building. That's again right on Cummings Street, right off of 30th and Cummings. And there will be opportunity to also kind of interview and get some more information from the superintendents as well. So again, that's today at Buena Vista High School. That's 5616 L Street. That's at 5. And then tomorrow at the TAC building, right off of 30th and Cummings, and that's at 5 as well.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, man.
I like it. There's also an event coming up. Well, actually, Oh, wait, we missed that already. It was February 9th. Sorry about that. Eliminating the lifetime snap ban. Shout out to Rise and Heart Ministry Center, who is making this a priority, though. So you can always get a hold of those two organizations and find out more about what to do to navigate on trying to help this particular issue here. You can still show your support. Eliminate the lifetime snap ban. People need help when they need help. Why would you put some kind of stipulation on it like that? It's kind of messed up. Shout out to Chad Chimers who have their own shows. Swing Left Nebraska. Shout out to Leah Keister, Unpacking the Unicameral, Week 6, available wherever you get podcasts. Should be speaking with Cindy Maxwell Osdeek, a co-founder of We Are the Second House, Nebraska Legislative Study Group. So we appreciate the work that she does as well, and shout out to Leah Keister. And definitely check this out where you get your podcast, Unpacking the Unicameral, Week 6. Very good conversations with people that are associated with the unicameral, and same thing, trying to uncover some of the things that's happening there, so we can figure out where we stand on some stuff.
Get down.
Also, opening for the 802 is happening. I don't know if you know about the 802. This is happening on the 17th. I'm sorry, 1802. Hey, thank you. Yes, this is happening on Saturday, February 17th. So this is coming up this weekend as well. 2 to 6. So it's kind of another one that you got to kind of make a choice.
Man. Decisions.
There will be some events happening here, but there'll be 10 small businesses that will be on site. I wish that we would have melded that with what's going on with the Black Power Summit.
Man, that'd have been dope.
Yeah, so we can have all those businesses and everything under one roof and going for it, but maybe next time. So, just wanted to put that out there, though. This is a brand new business by a local business owner here that we admire, and she's got a new space. We've been on the journey with her, understanding how she acquired the space and what's going on there. She's got the space booked, and you'll be able to check it out. It's right there on 24th Street. It's 1802 North 24th. So that's happening Saturday the 17th. Starts at 2 p.m. ends at 6 p.m. Check it out if you would, and maybe we'll connect on doing something like that again, and with some other, meld it with some other events and things like that. So
yeah, man.
Appreciate everybody coming through. It's 9:03 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we apologize for going past the 9 o'clock agreement, but I appreciate you guys being here, doing that, waiting for us. Tomorrow night at the Benson Theater, the works of Kim Louise will be talked about. This is a new program called On Writing, And this time they present the works of Kim Louise, local writer who is doing some profound work. This is happening on February the 13th, which is tomorrow, 7 p.m. Tuesday night, Benson Theater. Go to bensontheater.org. Check this out and support this writer right here because she's putting out some pretty profound stuff. So shout out to Benson Theater for the On Writing Presents series that's coming up as well. So
dope.
Yep. Anything else that you know? Let's see. Miss Erica Fell says Smoking Doja just secured his storefront at the Old Jackson's Takeout on Ames. He'll be open March 1st.
Okay.
Oh, he gonna be sick of me. He already put a picture up in them wings. I told you he got the best wings ever in town.
Man.
Yeah.
Hey, I had me some wings when I was over there over the summer for the Omaha day. He was right there on the Deuce.
Bro.
Yeah, had to check him out. Man, that's definitely good news. He's right on Ames too, man. Right around the way, Paul. Right around the way.
Man, I'm telling you, he gonna be sick of me.
Man, that's good news. That's good news.
Every time we've had a Chad Chambers kickback, we've had Smoking Doja come through with his grill and get down for us. So we appreciate him always. Appreciate Mayor Sanchez. This brought food to Chad Chambers kickbacks before. Man, Chef who came down and threw it down one time for us. We gonna end up having a food extravaganza next time we do some of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Also, before we get out of here, someone did ask about Sister Celeste Butler. Reminding people it's going down in Nebraska Furniture Mart. Definitely throughout the month, go celebrate and support our female and our women and our lady artists. Yeah, bringing some life, bringing some color to Nebraska Furniture Mart, man. So go ahead and get you a coffee table, get you a couch, and put some art right above it. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you about that experience there. You need to go just so you can see this. You walk in the Nebraska Furniture Mart and you look over and you'll see a pop of color.
Man.
And it'll be like the walls are yellow or something. And it's this colorful like African art everywhere and all this stuff. And you'll be like, whoa, when you go over there and you look at it and you're looking around and you're seeing what's happening. And this happens to everybody all the time. And then you turn around and look in Nebraska Furniture Mart. And why does everything look gray? Everything ain't gray, but it looks gray after you get done looking at them vibrant colors that them sisters are putting out. So it makes you turn around and just really be like, man, they just really want the grays and the muted blues and the like in the browns and it just is. It's such a contrast. Go just for that to check it out, but also buy some art. If you have a Nebraska Furniture Mart card, you can buy that art on the Nebraska Furniture Mart credit card. So that's how they're getting over there as well. So shout out to them. Celeste Butler has taught me it's important for us to be in them kind of spaces.
Yep.
And that's right, and the reason why she's doing that too. And there's other artists that are there with her too. So we'll hopefully have them on as well. But I spoke to her yesterday. Patty Talbert. Yep. I spoke to Miss Butler Saturday, and we said we'll try it again to get her on the show so she can talk about some of that stuff. So appreciate it.
Yep. There you go. Get out there, celebrate. I see a lot of people saying they're charged for the week. Good. Let's keep it going. So, yeah, man, we appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. Big shout out to Senator McKinney for taking the time out of his schedule to come and speak to us. Big shout out to Brother Qasim for his powerful words, man. Beautiful. Let's keep building. Let's keep growing. Let's keep going. And in the meantime, between time, catch the same time, same place, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right here on First Sky Omaha in the morning, man. All praise be to Allah, all praise be to God, whatever you call him. Let's thank the higher power, man. So, Paul B, what you got?
All right, we're not talking about Kansas City Chiefs. We're talking about higher.
Yeah. Let's raise the vibrations.
Pop says, "Wow, this was a great Monday show as always. Thank you, and see you all Wednesday." Appreciate you, Pops. Miss Erica Fell says, "Great show. I'm ready for the week and hope y'all are recharged and ready as well. Drink water. Be good to yourselves. Think outside of yourself." I like that very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody that's coming through. Shout out to the Omaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land in the first place and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before them. And shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. Can't do it without you. Thank you so much for your comments. If you miss any parts of this show, go back and check it out in its entirety on Facebook and YouTube, both of them, so you can look at both sets of comments. Chad Chimers went in today in a big way. Definitely go back and check it out, and I hope that I did it justice for the ones that I could catch and read. So shout out to y'all for always participating and being a part of this. And we will have special guest Tony Vargas in on Wednesday, so get your questions ready for him. and we'll be able to have hopefully a promising good discussion as well. Some people have mentioned that he only kind of comes around during election season. I've seen him in the hood a little bit. I've seen him around. He definitely comes around on stuff that has to do with major events there, like the march that just happened on Saturday when Preston Love was doing tours. I've ran into him then. So he's been in the north side, but he ain't been deep north. And next maybe we'll invite him to a BAA event this weekend or something like that to see if he'll come through there. And I'm sure he will, man. You guys will be surprised. Tony Vargas is he's a down dude. Mm-hmm. So we'll definitely make sure that he's aware of some of the things and invite him to some of these things and see if he comes through for sure. But we'll talk to him about that on Wednesday. Get your questions ready. It's either him or Bacon. So what you want to do?
There you go.
Meantime, between time, we'll get out of here. Thank you again for allowing us to go past the time. We'll see you Wednesday. Take care of yourselves. Peace.
By the way, Handguns. This is protected by the red